And welcome back to the Xfinity Desk for HCS Pro League Fall Season, week number 3, day number 2. And we are going into our final match of the night before our little mid-season break.
Yeah, a little mid-season break, but there's still a lot of Halo going on in the meantime. There will be the Esports Arena tournament that's happening in Santa Ana, so looking forward to that one. And this is going to be Evil Geniuses going up against LOL.
That's correct. And of course, LOL continuing off of that Game 5 victory that they had last night against Team Liquid. And on the exact reverse at Evil Geniuses getting that 3-0 by Luminosity last night here. So this is going to be a big match. Like if LOL wins this, they're putting themselves back into contention to make it to finals. And if EG loses this, it's just closing the door that much more.
Yeah, and taking a look at the lineup, Renegade, APG, Heinz, and Ace. That is Kyle's brother, if you guys are not aware of that. And Renegade, the new addition to this squad. We saw APG yesterday, all smiles, and how he got a recommendation from Mikwin, who we just saw on Team Envious and did the interview with, that Renegade was one of the best up-and-coming players. So it seemed to work out for them yesterday going up against Team Liquid. And yeah, let's see what they're able to do against Evil Geniuses today.
Yeah, and speaking of LOL, let's take a look at Heinz, as we saw Heinz do amazing things yesterday. You even heard it in Commonly's interview that this might have been some of the best Halo that we've seen Heinz play in Halo 5 here. You know, of course, he did not qualify for the summer finals, but also did come out of open circuit last season, was picked up by the Allegiance then. Throughout his career, he's had a lot of notable accomplishments. He was considered the best overall player in Halo 3 at one point, best objective player, best close-range combat. So this kid is extremely talented and extremely good. And so we're looking for big things. If he's able to continue this momentum, let's keep in mind he had a 19-7 Team Slayer game yesterday. That's one of the biggest ones we've seen so far.
Yeah, it's up to these guys. Again, we were talking about how Renegade's the new addition. I just want to reiterate that it's not specifically up to Renegade. It's up to APG. It's up to Ace. It's up to Heinz to not have bad individual performances like we have seen them just drop the ball 1 or 2 games. And again, if you're playing a best-of-5 series, you have 4 players on your team. Each person takes a time dropping the ball and having a bad game, you're going to lose 3-0. So everybody has to put it together here. Everyone's going to have to step up. EG is going to be coming back really strong today. Keep in mind that Ninja isn't playing from home. He's somewhere in San Diego playing, whether that's like in a hotel on Wi-Fi or whatever he's doing. So he's going to be a little bit out of his comfort zone. Had a rough game yesterday. Had a rough series of games yesterday. I think he was -6, -7 in all of his games, and that's not very typical from him. So this could be an opportunity for LOL to come into and beat an EG team that is a little bit flustered right now.
Yeah, and also keep in mind, like we didn't even know if Ninja was going to be able to play today, and until just a little while ago, he is. That's also going to affect his warm-up schedule. I mean, this kid grinds video games, whether or not he's playing H1Z1 or just playing Halo 5. He is a gamer, and if he doesn't have the same, adequate time to warm up that he might be used to, his comfort zone at home streaming, that could be like a big factor in who wins this.
Yeah, and taking a look, you also have Victory X2, who just remains to be one of those underrated players, continually just flying under the radar. I want to know what's happening with his beard as well. So, Cam, I know you're not listening right now, but if we can get an update on how strong that beard's going, if it's going to continue into No Shave November, I feel like that is going to be one of the keys for EG. Victory X's beard.
Yeah, I mean, he cannot shave that beard from here on out, or they will guarantee lose. Not. I'm calling it right now.
Yeah, no, it's a strong beard. He has to keep it going, man. It's cold in Michigan. Got to have some sort of outer coat to make sure that you are not getting hypothermia.
All right, now we talked about both of these teams, how they were performing yesterday. And like we said, APG, we gave a shout out to him earlier. He really has stepped up his game. Same with Heinz. Heinz put up some big numbers yesterday. We saw great things from Falcated. Ace, I feel like Ace is going to be a big X factor here. He is a player that has done well against Evil Geniuses in the past. He knows how these guys play. He's been competing against them, both him and Heinz, and even APG too, have been competing against these guys for years and years.
It helps because they're going to continue to have, similar play styles or tendencies. So when you have experience going up against these guys, you may be able to predict a little bit more of their moves, say against someone like Renegade, who Evil Geniuses may not have as much experience to being, yeah, he's a main slayer, but how much do they actually know about this guy? How much have they researched how he plays, what his tendencies are, where does he go on the map, what are the power positions that he likes to play? So all of those things, are a little bit of an advantage for LOL, but it's still heavy advantage over to EG in terms of who's the favorite here. But if these two teams played yesterday, based on how LOL was playing and based on how EG was playing, LOL would walk away with the win, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point to bring up. We've seen it. Talking about the history between these players and how it comes into effect in a match. If you're in a 1v1 against Ninja cross map and you're just trading shots, there's a good chance that Ninja's going to pop out and challenge you.
Yeah, you got to know that he's going to challenge.
Exactly. Well, if you're fighting Victory X and, getting a cross-map fight, he might back down after he gets hit
But then he's going to double back after that.
Could double back, could just take a whole new angle, go to one of his teammates. You never know exactly what's going to happen, but it does play a factor. Like if I'm playing against Pistola, I know if I have the first shot, there's a good chance he's going to, strong side would say dipsy doodle away and just live. So it's something to keep in mind.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see how Lunchbox and Roy are going to play. Lunchbox is, again, a very underrated player. He isn't talking about much in terms of this Evil Geniuses squad. It was all about, Snipe Down last season and the new addition to EG as well. A lot of people don't talk about Lunchbox. He's another one of those players that if he's playing really good, EG is going to be doing really well. And, Roy's been stepping up so far in this fall season. I want to see Lunchbox do the same.
Right, and right now we are getting the players set up. They're having just a few issues. So as soon as that game gets underway, we will jump into it. But, kind of just continuing to discuss these teams and what we can expect going forward. Lunchbox, I would have said he was probably the best Halo 2 anniversary player in the game. He was just always doing so many things. He's the kid that can run the flag and get an overkill while running it.
Yeah, I don't know much about after Halo 2 Anniversary. After I stopped playing, I played in that first season. I can't recall him standing out more than anybody else, but he's just one of those guys that can do it all. Just like you were saying, he can do the objective, he can get the slays done. He's also a very, very solid communicator, and that's one of the things that worried me yesterday watching EG was that their communication's not on point. Where does that stem from? Was it just an off day? Was someone not feeling well? I don't know what it was for them to fall to Luminosity so handily, and then we see Liquid, beat Luminosity today. So what does that all mean in terms of where EG stands? Is it just all about matchups? I don't know, but they've had opportunities to make their way up in the rankings, like Envy did, and they haven't been able to do so. So again, they can't afford to go dropping games, dropping series, especially to teams like LOL or Allegiance, especially because they want to be in that conversation with the best.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to be a top 4 team, you can really only afford to have losses against the other teams in the top 4. That's going to be the Optic. That's going to be the Envy. Now, when you're able to steal a victory from Optic Gaming in a series, does not mean you can afford to throw one against a lower seeded team.
Yeah, not at all. So we know when they're playing at their best what they're capable of. We know when they're playing at their worst what they're capable of. What are they going to do in terms of consistency, though? How are they going to play on a day-to-day basis? That's the big story here, and Ninja's a big part of that because Ninja showed inconsistency yesterday, and a lot of people are placing the blame on him, and a lot of people were giving him credit for the win at the same time. It's not all about one player, but that's always been the story with Ninja is he's always been a little bit inconsistent. And again, when he's playing at his best, he's looking like one of the best players in the league, and then when he's playing at his worst, he went -21 or so out of 3 games played yesterday. So what's he doing in San Diego? How's his internet connection there? How's he going to be able to play under those circumstances? That's going to be the question. He's going to want to try to win and try to go and celebrate, all those fantastic parties that are going on in TwitchCon. It'll be a pretty depressing weekend there when you're going out on 2 losses that you shouldn't have had.
All right, now we are getting the players set up in the game. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the series layout to see what maps these 2 teams are going to be battling it out on. Games 1, 2, 3, of course, Coliseum, Capture the Flag, Truth Slayer, and Eden Strongholds. After that veto process, and should we need games 4 and 5, Truth, CTF, followed up by game 5, the Rig Slayer.
Good game types for LOL. I think that all of these game types are winnable for them except for Eden Strongholds. So if they can walk away with one of these first 2, it should be a pretty competitive series. And it starts with CTF Coliseum. And again, I want to see, let's start this one off with Lunchbox because we were talking about him a little bit, and I want to see how he's going to play.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this game because the CTFs that have been happening today have been, completely bonkers, essentially. The amount, how quickly some of them have been, how some of the clips we've been seeing in them have been really epic battles. So if this is anything like what we've seen earlier here today, I'm excited to see how it plays out.
And Lunchbox immediately making his way over towards the rocket, getting into a 1v1 with APG while the rest of his teammates are pushing over towards that sniper area. A nasty nade coming out from APG is going to take him down to no shields. Here comes an epic battle over there towards that elbow area, and APG not only taking Lunchbox down to no shields, also getting a player down to no shields and killing him as well. So Lunchbox trying to run this one with the rockets, but there goes the return, and that's all APG.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of some mistakes coming out of Lunchbox. If anything here, he could have had he shot a rocket when APG was hiding behind a wall, no shields, but he could have shot it a lot earlier and probably secured the capture, but he was not able to do so, and that's going to be Heinz, Mr. Richie Heinz, running the flag across the map here. Now, Renegade is actually going to pick that up and be able to secure the first one less than a minute.
Nice job from LOL. He saw Lunchbox with the rockets, not able to capitalize, and then Roy was trying to run that flag. APG doubles back, doesn't even get the melee on him, doesn't even get the trade, and then they get the counter cap there. So just fantastic play coming out from APG, who we saw yesterday was just so excited to be able to walk away with their first win of the Pro League. They want to continue to build on that.
Oh, and Renegade does a great job of staying alive here and keeping that player from being able to run out window and ultimately
Heinz is running another
back.
flag. Look at that. Heinz is pulling another flag towards the elbow while these guys are preoccupied at the base. He gets it all the way towards the elbow. Let's see if they're able to get the return and put it in. They are. 2 caps in a minute and a half for this LOL squad. What is going on with EG?
LOL, the new best team here in the league, already grabbing 2 captures this quickly. That's a sniper rifle, but Ace melees Lunchbox off the map, or the Lunch will take him off the map here.
That's so unfortunate for Ace. That could have been snipe in his hands, and when you're up already 2-0 and you have Ace with the sniper rifle, that would have been a huge momentum boost, but instead he gets meleeed. The melee throws him off the map like you were saying, and now it looks like Roy getting a kill here and APG a little bit out of position. However, Heinz gets a kill with that DMR. Rockets are going to drop. Heinz picking up a big double kill. Ace getting a kill as well. This is the last guy alive for EG. That's going to be Victory X on the snipe street. 1 shot. Where is the spawns going to be? Looks like everyone spawns on the flag for EG, so they should be able to get into the base here for LOL and possibly get this last and final cap.
Ooh, but Heinz didn't see this player in the
Later, bro. 3 dead.
God.
Ace picking up a double kill. What is going on? Ninja, last guy alive from San Diego in red window, trying to get 2 kills here to bring his team back into it, and he clutches it. That's a fantastic job by him. Gets 3 kills on the way, so he was the last guy alive, getting 3 kills, stopping that flag capture, so Tyler Blevins clutching it.
Literally just saved the game, because that was over if he didn't kill Ace, who had the rockets running the flag out the window. Great job by Ninja. He is showing up here today.
Got to communicate that that last guy has snuck their way over. While all this is taking place, Roy has run the flag over towards his elbow. I don't know if anyone on LOL is in position to grab a touch here. I don't think they are. That's going to be a cap going over to EG. So again, Ninja not only stopping that capture and almost ending the game there for LOL, also helping get the counter cap. So big plays coming out from him. Now it's up to LOL to respond here. Let's see if APG has it in him.
Oh, and he gets a big 1v1, or almost a 2v1 win against Victory X there. Ninja was able to clean up that kill. They know there's a player here. Heinz hiding in the corner. Heinz gets a couple good shots down. Isn't that 1v1 with Ninja?
How many times have we seen players fall off the map so far? That's the 3rd player so far in less than 4 minutes. So that's pretty interesting to see. But
that one was worth it, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, that was totally different than the other ones. But either way, this is a very, very good sign for LOL. They definitely have EG on their heels.
APG doing a great job here, just picking up, being such an aggressive force on this team, along with Heinz here. They're doing having a lot of chemistry. It's working really well together for these guys. Now rockets are up. I like what Heinz is doing, trying to contest these, but that's not what I like to see.
Ninja flying out with the perfect shots is going to get another touch onto this one. He's got the flag down towards the grass, also has the scatter shot as well. Not sure if anyone in EG is in position to get that pull behind him, but he's getting aggressive onto Ace over here. In that fountain area, Ace almost embarrasses him, but either way, Roy picking up a kill at the same time should mean that EG could put this flag in. I think that they should be able to get this one pretty easily. And look at the kills. Lunchbox and Victory, only 5 kills combined, while Roy and Ninja have 24. That's just insane.
That is a little bit ridiculous. And this is Ninja, who has also been traveling today, getting a new setup going on. How much he's warmed up is probably another big discussion to have.
Wow, Renegade. That was disgusting. Renegade making his way into the base, getting a double kill, looking for the triple kill. He finds it. The last player alive is in the cave. Renegade the cave. Don't escort the flag. Go for the cliff.
All right, well, he's pushing over here. He will be able to get the delayed overkill.
And that's it. There's a player in the window, though, going for the touch. That's Ninja again, trying to clutch it. Renegade gets the killing spree, gets the perfect, and that's the first game going over to LOL. What is up with EG?
That was a pretty impressive performance from everyone on LOL here. You had Heinz doing amazing objective work, APG extremely aggressive, leading that team in slays here. He had Ace stay alive way longer than he should have in several different circumstances. You know, that Ninja ran the flag for quite some time, but fought Ace for, you know, almost 15, 20 different seconds. That could have been ran across the map a whole lot quicker.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Lunchbox was doing. I mean, jumping off the map, not using the rockets when he needed to. Roy was running the flag. They had a 2v1 with APG, who was in the middle of the open, and they have the rockets. That should have been just very easy for them. And then you have Renegade over here pushing in, and they're getting the slays while they're running the flag and also escorting it. So just, you know, textbook plays coming out from LOL, and makes me wondering what's going on with EG's communication, because if it wasn't, yeah, almost, if it wasn't for Ninja coming back and saving that third flag capture from going in, you know, EG was on the verge of not even having like 10 or 15 kills as a team, which is just awful for them.
Yeah, I mean, and considering that we've got 2 truths here in this series, and we talked about how, you know, LOL, they've really struggled on winning series, but they've always done well on truth. And now they've got 2 truths with a 1-0 lead in the series.
They do, and they're not playing 2 strongholds, and then they're going to be playing Eden strongholds. So again, I do think that EG is going to win Eden strongholds, even if this was going to be a 2-0 for LOL. But this is their opportunity. They had to win one of these first 2. They've already walked away with the first one. If they can win this second one, this would be huge for them. This could change their entire lives around. I mean, they
change the course of history.
It could. They could change the course of Halo history, man.
Yeah, I mean, LOL, based on what we've seen from them yesterday and EG yesterday going in here today, yeah, Ninja has definitely stepped it up. I liked what I saw a lot from him that game, but LOL, like, did they finally just click? Do they finally know what it takes to win these games and close out a series? And we saw it last night.
I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure if they just needed to, you know, get a fresh start. Not having, you know, Maniac is going to be big, and something to touch base on is when you have someone that's on your team for quite a while that's not enjoying the game, like Maniac was saying, he doesn't enjoy playing Halo 5, that's going to kind of spread throughout the team and kind of bring the team morale down. So bringing in a fresh young gun like Renegade could be exactly what these guys needed. But I'm happy for LOL, but I'm concerned for EG and their fans, because this, you know, Victory X and Lunchbox, they have to step it up here.
All right, now we got a quick action going on top center here. Great nade by Heinz. He drops that player instantly. Camo's up bottom center. See APG. Oh, they don't spot him, but he's right next to him. Victory shoots too quickly as Heinz is able to pick up that kill there. Already pushing into the base. 3-2. Quick little bit of a lead here. Roy with a kind of a mess up on that thrust. Isn't able to get into car 1 to survive. However, he trades as Ninja finishes off the kill on Roy, or on Heinz.
All right, well, let's see what Victory X is going to do, because again, him and Lunchbox had a really rough game before, and Victory X, this is one of his, you know, one of his comfort zones. This is a midship remake, and you can see he's just trying to make his way to P2, but Renegade tossing some grenades in there. Now Roy's stuck up there by himself, so he's going to need some extra support. Fighting multiple players over there, taking him down to no shields, but look how aggressive Renegade's coming in conjunction with APG. They're going to take Roy out. 9-5 lead here, and this is a fantastic start for LOL to this series.
And wow, look at that. They're catching Victory X, pushing him away from car side. Fuel Rod still in the hands of Renegade, pushing around another minute or so before we're going to see that Cambo come back up. You saw EG was only able to grab 1 kill when they actually had that. Now, map control overall is going over in the face, or over in the hands of LOL. They were able to grab a quick kill here. Ace versus a 2v1 situation. Renegade coming in with some help. Victory X, nice thrust backwards here. And then, of course, a tweet coming out from Dude Fanatic 95. Imagine Maniac hadn't retired, we would have never seen the greatness of Renegade. Some stone, some shade over at Maniac, but that's all right. Renegade has shown up here in Pro League.
Yeah, happy to see this guy, you know, come out here and start to fit in and make a name for himself here, especially yesterday, and even more so today now, especially if they can walk away with this series win against EG. And you know, if you're EG and Tawi in Ogre 2, you got to be wondering what's going on with these guys, because this is not what we were expecting from them this week. I was on the verge of thinking that they were going to be a top, 2 or top 3 team right next to Envy, right next to Optic. And now it's looking like LOL is going to be, in that same conversation with Liquid, or being a team that's probably going to make their way out of relegations based on what we're seeing.
Oh, and Ace gets hit by a nade and bounced in the air, not able to get a good angle to shoot that fuel rod. He's going to drop. APG also burnt that camo there when he could have probably committed and fought Lunchbox, and Lunchbox did a great job there, shutting down 2 players and regaining control of Pink here for his team. Now they do have both bases locked down, and LOL's trapped at Carbide.
Finally, we see something going positive for EG. They own most of the real estate so far. Now they need to not forfeit control and try to get this game at least tied here, because if you continue to let LOL ride this momentum, based on what we saw yesterday from them, they're not going to slow down their communication. And so much of this game is mental, and so much of it is about believing in your teammates that you can win, and also communicating and not having any moments where you're having that negative self-talk towards yourself. And let's see if Lunchbox realizes that the fuel rod's sitting right in front of him. He doesn't. So I'm wondering what's going on with these guys. They don't even realize that the weapons are sitting right in front of them.
Yeah, I mean, they are over here at Blue Base, but they did give up a lot of map control essentially on those last collapses here. Ace was able to pick up a trade below the base in that 2v1. Kind of exactly what you want to happen in those situations.
It's sitting right next to you.
Yeah, just missed it again. He's lucky that he even dropped by and got another opportunity to even see it, but not, just not being as aware as you want to be.
Now he's going to make his way over towards top center, and I like this play, getting aggressive over there, cutting off some angles, trying to be a little bit more of a distraction. Now it's key to stay alive, but Ace shuts him down. Ace also getting a melee and getting the double kill, taking down both of the Brown brothers. And did he get another melee on the Ninja? So he got a triple kill. So that's insanity coming out from Ace. That was the big momentum swing that LOL needed. And now they get Pink control with Camo coming up here soon, Kyle.
Yeah, I mean, EG was really starting to close that gap some, but Renegade, another big trade in another 2v1 situation. As long as they can maintain this 6-kill lead, they'll be in a good position. You got the new Camo also getting ready to spawn. Richie Hines, that's what I really like seeing from these guys now. They're not afraid to just charge top center. And that's something, like we weren't seeing out of Allegiance earlier, who was playing scared.
And look at this from Ace, getting aggressive, following up the kill that he got weak. And that's something that we haven't seen from these guys playing confident. The way that they're moving suggests that they're feeling really good today. And this is great for their fans. I mean, this is the former Optic Gaming squad. They had so much to deal with in terms of, losing their, pretty much their sponsorships, losing their organization. With that being said, you're losing a lot of money, losing the opportunity to, create this content. So stability. So now they're just, fighting for their Halo lives, and this is the perfect opportunity for them to step it up and prove themselves and just, make a statement here.
And here we go, great positioning. They were able to collapse, and that's going to be a 2-for-1 trade. They cleaned them out of the base. Now the rest of them are going to be starting to push over towards Car. You see Ace has a carbine, gets a kill on Ninja.
Ninja
people
has
here.
13 deaths right now. He's sitting at 5 and 13. The rest of his team is 9 and 9 on Roy and Victory, and then Lunchbox is 4 and 7. So that's a lot of deaths so far without this game even being close to being finished. Well, now it's 42 to 28. They're just picking up kills left and right, but you want to try to keep your deaths down as much as possible here, and maybe Ninja getting a little bit too aggressive. It started though when he charged top center, and once you get shut down on your beginning strategy that's been very popular for you for a really long time, headshot right into Lunchbox's face, sword right into Victory X's, and this is really ugly for EG. They're going to be going down 0-2 in this series. They don't stand a chance of coming back in this one unless LOL completely puts down their controllers and just throws this one away. Hines isn't going to allow that to happen though. He's trying to get in there, wastes a fuel rod shot. Lunchbox though can't find it because he's all out of ammo. The fuel rod that you wanted was a couple of minutes ago, Lunch. It's not under the base anymore. So let's see if EG's able to at least string some kills together to make this one a little bit closer.
Oh, and he does hit the sword. APG coming out strong here today, 47-31. I mean, you're pretty much right here. Lunchbox dropping below the base through the front is not going to be what they need to bring this one back here.
This is probably the most lopsided victory we've actually seen in the fall season, and it's going to come from our very last place team beating a team that potentially could have been tied for the lead this week.
And look at the stats here. Renegade going big, a double positive there. Another double pause out of APG. Hines 11 and 7, but was top center a lot, always laying down pressure and aggression. Ace only 9 and 10, but he essentially, as soon as that game started to get close at that midway point, gets a 1v3 triple almost.
And what's up with Lunchbox is what I'm wondering. He doesn't see the fuel rod under the base, has a bad game with Victory X in game 1, and then follows it up in game 2. And combined so far, and I'm not sure how many minutes we've played, but after 2 games, I believe he has less than 10 kills, which just isn't going to cut it. You need to step it up here. Again, we're moving into Eden Strongholds. I would be shocked if Evil Geniuses is going to walk away getting 3-0'd. They did lose yesterday 3-0. Again, you're not at home if you're Ninja, you're in San Diego, so all 4 not being at the same house is going to make it so you're not going to be communicating nearly as much in between the games, and you're not going to be as happy and confident in one another because there is some, extracurricular activities happening in terms of having to go to TwitchCon and other priorities that happen. So again, this is LOL's opportunity. This could be, the turning point in the season for them, no pun intended.
And then, of course, with a Game 3 Eden Strongholds. Now, I know you said you'd give this benefit of the doubt here to Evil Geniuses, but we saw what Evil Geniuses did against Envy. Of course, in that replay, they got absolutely manhandled. And if the momentum or past experience from what we've been watching here both yesterday and today is any, indication of what's in store next, this might be another hot 3-0.
The biggest indication is if EG loses this, it's mental. If they win it, then that means that it's back to the basics for them, and it's more strategy type of things that they need to be focused on. So again, this is going to say a lot about EG. I think that LOL, if they win this game, that's great for them. That's going to be, they've already proved enough to me in this series, even if they don't walk away with the win. But I think they are going to win this series eventually, whether it's 3-1 or 3-2. But if EG can't walk away with this win, then they're going to definitely have to do some soul searching.
And did you just see that play there? That was Victor X grabbing the overshield. Heinz and APG staying alive, both of them, and picking up the kill.
Oh no, that was Heinz in a 2v1 situation and walked away with it, and is possibly going to kill both of these guys, fighting multiple players. Gets that kill on the Ninja. Lunchbox finally taking him out. Roy's going to be able to capture that catwalk. Looks like his twin brother Lunch is going to be able to take the red nest area as well. So finally some good signs here coming out from EG. Let's see if they're finally going to be able to walk away with this one, though.
All right, and Lunchbox does get a trade here with Renegade, who had those rockets. People dying left and right. Now you've got Ace trying to secure the nest as APG is fighting for top center control.
Such good teamwork from these guys. We haven't seen any teamwork from LOL like this ever, and they're baiting and switching. They're communicating. They're doing all. Oh, nice play coming out there. I think that was Lunchbox, but we haven't seen this coming out from LOL. We haven't seen them, using teamwork pretty much ever. So look at the amount of team shooting that they're having, and it's got to feel good because they have put in so much time here to finally be able to prove themselves on this type of platform, the Pro League. It's just fantastic for them.
Right now, the new rockets aren't too far away from setting up. I'd like to see LOL kind of focus on Ben here instead of top mid, as they're really struggling to try to grab that. Now they are going to lose a rocket here. A lot of action happening in this Ben Hill. That's going to be Victory X grabbing 1, maybe 2 kills here. Does grab both. Now that's going to be rockets also down. Did anyone grab those yet? Oh, here we go. They will finally find them.
And Victory X here trying to pull his team back into it. This is the opportunity with the rockets here. After picking up a double kill, having the triple cap in your favor, Camo and Overshield are coming up, so he needs to make some sort of rotation. That rocket is going to hit. That's going to take down Heinz. Also looking for a couple more kills over here onto Aaron, Ace, Elam over there towards that security area, but there's no reason to challenge that if you are Ace, so he just backs off, grabs that Camo. Meanwhile, Renegade trying to take that blue Ben, gets shut down by Lunchbox. Lunchbox also making his way to get that reset.
All right, now Ace does have the camo. He really needs to put this to good use if they have a chance of coming back.
What is he doing?
I don't know if he wants to go give away his position or try to focus more on the hill here. We'll see what ends up working out in their favor. Now that is a nice little thing to happen, and it works out in their favor.
Ace with the plays, letting one player pass so he can get another, and then eventually getting both of them. So that was a sick play coming out from Ace. Doesn't realize that there's a guy crouching over there towards the rocket box though. So right when he shoots that rocket, that player should get called out. Eventually, there he is. That's going to be Lunchbox trying to run away. Gets the kill onto Lunch, looking for the double kill. That's going to be Victory X taking him out. Meanwhile, they do capture that red blue Ben area. area. So everyone caught over here in the red side. There goes the collapse coming out from LOL. They take out 2 players. They're also going to be making their way towards that red nest. They could be going for a triple cap here. All players are spawning towards that blue area. Nice shots from APG onto Ninja, and he needs to back down now. Triple cap for LOL.
All right, they're quickly bringing this one back here into it, making it a close one. Ninja
shots.
Just challenging kind of a little bit longer than you want. If you miss those first 2 shots, there is no point in continuing that fight.
Well, the thing is they're getting triple capped, so he feels obligated to have to go out there, but APG is just like a turret, and he's shooting so many shots that he's actually running out of ammo here. Meanwhile, you have Renegade trying to sneak his way over towards that battle rifle. That's not going to work out for him. Ace, look at these guys' pistols, just so clean. Roy looking over for that kill, but isn't able to find it, and look at that melee that Ace was able to get, able to trade kills and give that one over to Heinz. They're still racking up triple points.
Oh, and what a fight. Renegade comes out ahead there. Of course, he did have the BR, so we're not going to talk too much about Roy in that position, but nonetheless, Renegade doing a great job winning that 1v1. That's the lead here for LOL now, and this is dire time or do or die time for Evil Geniuses. They don't have a choice in being down 2-0 already.
Overshield coming up here, Camo coming up as well. Rocket still sitting on the map. Look at the teamwork. Everybody in position. 3 slays going over to LOL. They pick up the Overshield. They're going for another triple cap. Not sure if they even have the camo, but they are going to be able to secure the Rockets with that Overshield. They just pick them up. There goes the triple cap. Last players are in the catwalk area for EG, and Renegade's in perfect position anchoring down with the BR.
All right, and although they did give up that, they've got a lot of damage and shots down on these players here. APG with the rocket and the overshield here grabs the cross-map kill. They're still racking up time. I'd like to see him move the platform over to blue plat and maybe try to get a different angle here, but still, they're racking up the time. His position does still work for him. You've only got 1 now. It looks like Ninja is also going to be pushing over to this hill. We'll see if this works out, if anyone's able to spot APG, but these 2 rockets are going to come big.
Lunchbox ends up getting that trade, so he could have rotated. That could have been fine. He could have got a little bit more aggressive on that one, but either way, they are in a really good position to walk away and take this game and the series. 77 points and counting. It's all about this blue bend here now for EG.
And the Rockets are down in the hill, and nobody is grabbing them. They're literally right in front of them. They're just trying to shoot around with the pistol. You've got everyone moving now. The bend does go over in control here for Evil Geniuses, so they are going to be putting some more time on the clock. But Ace on a quick flank, 3 players in front of him. He needs to be careful at the angles he takes, and he's going to get melted.
Nice job by Lunchbox to shut that down. Typically, we would see Ace hit those shots, and he was going to hit that shot unless Lunchbox finished him off with the battle rifle. Now, this is Evil Genius's only time to continue to try to make this game closer, and they're not getting the slays that they need. Curious to see how LOL is going to play this one, where they're going to prioritize, whether that's going to be Catwalk or Blue Bend, and it looks like they're making their way towards the Blue Bend. That's going to be Ace trying to take that one. They also have Rockets over here too, so let's see if Heinz is aware that people are going to be charging from Blue Flag over there. Is going to have to call out from Ace, sees that player has no shields. That's going to be Victory X, takes that guy down. 2 kills over there. That's going to be a 2-on-2 situation. Heinz looking for the rocket kill. Nice auto stabilize. Is he going to be able to hit that? He does. Long range Hail Mary rocket on the Ninja over there in the red nest. They have to get that reset. Also pick up the overshield. Heinz is going to be able to secure this win for LOL unless EG gets him immediately.
Yeah, I mean, literally, this is Evil Geniuses game to, or LOL's game to win. Evil Geniuses somehow has to pull off a miracle if they have any chance here. Rocket overshield, just too much. They're not going to be able to maintain this for very long.
Heinz just having a dream game in the dream situation. All you have to do is wait for them to come to you, and they charge right into that catwalk. Even thinks that he has more rockets, but it doesn't matter. He just switches over to his light rifle, gets that kill on a Victory X. Only a couple more seconds here. As long as they're able to secure that catwalk, they should be able to get it, but they get the blue bed. That's going to be game 3-0. LOL to end the night against Evil Geniuses. What is going on this season, Kyle?
I don't even know what to say. I mean, week 1, we talked about, oh, there's 7 teams that are competing for the #1 spot. Now it's back to 8 teams, and LOL just was off to that rocky start, but you can just tell their play styles. They're confident in each other, and that's something that we didn't see from them last season. They just didn't have confidence in each other or even in themselves, and now you see Ace not shooting at that player with camo and knowing that as long as he plays this smart, he'll find a better situation to be in. And Heinz, the auto stabilizes, APG's shooting and decision making. It is vastly different.
Everybody played fantastic from this side, and we saw so many mistakes coming out from EG, and It looked like EG was playing against Optic Gaming the way that LOL was baiting and switching and just using such great teamwork.
And can we just get an LOL going in the chat here? Everyone post LOL.
I'm sure everyone is, all caps.
Yeah, all caps, LOL. Just send it down the list because they just gave Evil Geniuses an L.
It's great. It's great for them because that's tough matches that they won this week. No one was expecting them to come in and win, and I guarantee EG wasn't thinking when they started this week off that they wouldn't even win one game. They got 3-0 2 times and went 0-2 in week 3.
Wow. I mean, that's really impressive because this is not the same team that we've seen. I mean, Renegade, although he is playing extremely well, I don't want to give all the credit to him because APG, Ace, and Heinz are playing completely different than when Maniac was on the team. So I don't think it was so much or entirely Maniac's doing as far as their struggles.
No, it is Maniac. You saw what he said yesterday. If he's around, then people are going to lose.
Yeah, actually, he did say that now that Optic Gaming's picked up those 2 losses. But we have our winner view coming up right now here with none other than Ace from Team LOL, who is on a 2-win streak after 111 days without a victory. You come out back-to-back nights. Ace, what are you guys doing differently here now that you're also in my room? But what are you guys doing differently now that's finding so much success?
We're just way more confident, and we have some of the best teamwork I've seen us ever have. Me, Brad, and Richie. Like that series, especially. Finally, like playing off our confidence and doing what we need to do. Because I can hear myself.
It's all right. You're good.
We're doing what we finally need to do with our team. Like with Renegade, we just picked him up and we were struggling, but. It's hard to talk when I'm hearing the feedback of myself. But we were struggling a lot with him against Envy and the other team, but...
You can do it.
Quit trolling us.
Yeah, we're just doing a lot better with Renegade now. We're confident and our teamwork's clicking on all cylinders, so we're feeling good.
Gotcha. Now, what did you guys do? Walk us through a little bit last night. Of course, we got the chance to talk to APG. What was it like coming off that win yesterday, and what did you guys do coming in to prepare for today?
We didn't really do anything coming in to prepare for today. We knew the game types. We haven't scrimmed at all with Renegade. We haven't really had the chance. He has another team. It was kind of all spur of the moment picking up Renegade. We just discussed it. We were actually going to team with other people, but Brad was advised by some other pros that Renegade's a really good amateur player, so we decided to pick him up, and it's been working out really great with us so far. I think he fits our playstyle really well. He's like a really good individual slayer, and he gets all of his kills, and it's just like me, Richie, and Brad working together really well. He's kind of quiet. I'd say that's his only downfall is he's a little bit quiet, but it's rightfully so because he has a lot to think about. When he's playing that well, running around the whole map, just staying alive, killing everybody. It's all right to be quiet. Sometimes communication can get cluttered and it's pointless, but he's doing really well with us so far. I'm impressed with him.
So I'm curious, after this week and you guys going undefeated this week, has that secured Renegade's spot, or is he still, thinking about coming in with his own team there and playing on the Elite Four? And what do you think is going to happen with all of the team changes in this whole roster transaction period?
I think we just got to play it by ear because, we heard about all these team changes. All of these teams weren't going to be teams for this week. And, we were considering about picking up other players. We had a lot to think about. But I like Renegade as a player. He's definitely a potential fourth that we could pick up. But, it's kind of we have to wait to see what happens and then, play all of our cards and decide who to pick up that way.
Gotcha. Well, Aaron, congratulations on another victory. It's got to be feeling good going 2-0 this week. Of course, let me know if you're coming out to California this weekend too.
I definitely will. Thanks, guys.
All right. LOL coming out hot. They're continuing that momentum that they had yesterday, and we have the best pro league now that we could possibly hope for.
Yeah, and you know what? Well, I knew that was your room as soon as I saw how messy it was.
Yep, exactly. Obviously, Ace not stepping it up on the cleaning category. But either way,
he's got a lot to think about. When you got so many plays running through your head, you don't have time to clean.
Well, he's on top of the world right now. Like those guys have to be psyched because the amount that they have been going through, starting with summer season, just how the struggles that they had to they already have as many wins as they had during summer, correct?
Yeah, but you're also just seeing the ups and downs of everything. Well, as happy as these guys are, think about how on the other side, how bad EG has to be feeling. We've seen in those interviews how the bromance between Taui and Ninja and just how happy all of these guys are at the same house. And now what's going to happen? They're going to be bickering at one another. They're going to have to just re-look at their strategies, re-look at how they're playing the game, and start to address some serious problems, because right now it's looking like, they've really slipped from the top.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen the Twins argue when they win, and it's got to be, of course, worse when they lose. But, of course, let's take a look at today's schedule with the scores and how it played out, because this was yet again another day I could not predict at all, besides maybe the Optic Gaming 3-0. But Team Liquid battled Luminosity and won in a close Game 5. Team Envious defeated Enigma 6 convincingly, and then LOL somehow convincingly defeats Evil Geniuses as well.
I can't believe that there were so many 3-0s today when, we were starting this day off. I thought that the only 3-0 that we would see would be that Optic Gaming versus Allegiance team. I thought even Allegiance, with how many Game 5s we've seen, would at least be able to take one. They almost did in game number 2, but eventually the momentum too much for Optic Gaming, and we're going to see. This is all about matchups. It's just going to be such a crazy season.
And really, the only 3-0 I was actually expecting was Evil Geniuses the 3-0 LOL. So there was a 3-0. It just was not the way I was anticipating it. But anyway, with that being concluded here, let's go ahead and take a look at the standings and see where these teams are falling.
One day we will get the graphic right at the end of the show,
not
but until then,
correctly there. So these are not updated. Go ahead and ignore these. Although Team Envious,
it's all updated besides Envious.
Right, Envious goes up, Optic goes up with another win. LOL's climbing up from the bottom. They're going to be making their way in there to try to make a run for those finals here. Now, of course, that is going to do it for today. Let's take a look at the next match scheduling, and that's going to be week 4 after this 2-week break. That'll be Luminosity going up against Optic Gaming, LOL versus Enigma 6.
Yeah, and then you have the match Evil Geniuses between Team Liquid, and again, Evil Geniuses, are they going to be able to bounce back? They have plenty of time. It's almost like a bye week here in the HCS fall season. So now it's time for teams to address their problems, figure out exactly what they want to do, and then we're going to be ending that day off with Envy going up against Allegiance.
And of course, if you need to take a look at any of the results that have happened so far, or you want to find any of the news standings and schedules for the Pro League, make sure you head over to proleague.com/Halo. You'll be able to find all the information there, including all of the VODs here. And I know there's going to be a lot of people looking to watch some of these, and I'm sure LOL and Evil Geniuses really needs to go back and take a look, because they have some issues they really need to address during this break here. But that's going to do it for week 3, day number 2, as we saw all this crazy action. T-Squared and Elamite checking out from the Xfinity desk. GG's and good night, everyone.